Space travel. If you have been following this Artemis II mission, man, I am with you. It is fascinating. The crew speeding home now from Monday's trip around the far side of the moon. And now we are seeing some of the first incredible photos from the lunar surface as the astronauts flew deeper into space than anyone has ever been. And now forecasters are looking closely as Friday's splashdown off California's coast is expected to happen. We're going to welcome them home. Tom Costello is in Houston with more.
With the Orion capsule now on a steady coast back to Earth, the crew's first flyby photos are giving all of us back here a spectacular sampling of their record-setting trip. From the crystal clear captures of lunar craters to our own home planet setting behind the moon, a jaw-dropping perspective. Perhaps the most stunning, that 53-minute solar eclipse with the sun's corona lighting up the entire outline of the moon.
No matter how long we look at this, our brains are not processing this image in front of us. It is absolutely spectacular.
Science crews back on Earth eager to dig into the first human observations of the far side of the moon in more than half a century, including the unexpected colors the crew saw, which could help determine focal points for future missions.
This is how we start to really bite away at these really fundamental science questions that impact not just our understanding of the moon, but how our own planet has evolved over time.
And with the moon now in Orion's rearview mirror,
It's just so awesome being able to talk to you right now.
the Artemis crew on Tuesday got to speak with their fellow space explorers on the space station.
It takes the entire world to do amazing things like this, and to get to come together as this group of people and talk for just a minute at these distances.
For now, NASA focused on getting the 4 members of Orion safely back on solid ground.
I'll breathe easier when we get through re-entry and everybody's under chutes and in the water.
Our top priority is to ensure that when Integrity and her crew of 4 splash down, that we have the recovery forces right nearby to help get them out.
Even as they look down the line at return missions to the moon and beyond.
During the eclipse, and they were looking at the planets that could be seen. One of them looks kind of red, and Kelsey's observation was, that's Mars, you're looking at your future.
Wow, I mean, following this mission has truly been incredible. I mean, you listen to the experts who, before this mission, said, really, these astronauts were just asked not to die, and in doing so, we're really paving the way for future space travel, potentially building a habitable base on the moon in the eventual mission to get to Mars. I mean, this truly, I know, when you just look overall at what they're doing, circling the moon doesn't seem like as big of a deal as it really is. I mean, we are in a huge turning point in our nation's history right now, and I don't know if you saw a couple days ago, really emotional moment between those astronauts when astronaut Reed Wiseman requested that a bright spot on the moon, a crater, be named after his late wife, Carol. It was such an emotional moment. I think Reams just was able to pull up the clip of when they made that request. Let's play it.
A number of years ago, we started this journey in our close-knit astronaut family, and we lost a loved one. And there's a feature in a really neat place on the moon, and it's a bright spot on the moon. And we would like to call it Carol.
How does that not get you all teary
Gets you in your feels on a Wednesday morning.
No, what do you think of that, Reams?
I saw the clip first on Instagram, and you get a little teary-eyed because if you look back towards the launch, Commander Reed had to talk to his 2 teenage daughters, saying, "Here's where the will is. Here's where the trust is. If anything happens, this is exactly what you do." So for them to be able to so far be successful in a mission.
I'm getting all emotional. Good, thank you for cutting away from me. I'm crying.
And for them to be able to name 2 craters, one after the spacecraft that we're seeing a visualization of here, Integrity, but a second after Carol, his late wife who died of cancer in 2020, it's a very emotional time. These are when we eventually build a moon base, when we eventually get to the point where we are traveling to the moon more and more frequently, it's always going to be Carroll Crater.
Oh.
It's always going to be there.
I love that. And, I just think of their two daughters who, lost their mother. You can't imagine that pain, but also had the strength to allow their father to go on this incredibly dangerous but incredibly important mission. It's so, that bravery is so beyond the crew. It's the families as well. And just all of this story gives me chills.